Driving down the road in Cades Cove, as the very last rays of the light are starting to hit the landscape, I saw something that really piqued my interest. Stopped and got out and took a look at this particular landscape. We've got some tall grasses in the foreground. We've got a line of trees that are backlit, and then in the distance we have mountains that you can see the folds in them because of the atmospheric haze. Now I'm going to make a series of photographs. First, I'm going to shoot the overall scene, which you should always do, and then I'm going to start to do what's called extraction, which is move in and shoot different parts of the scene. I'm going to demonstrate that. It's very simple. I've got everything set up. Right now I don't have any flare in the lens, so I'm going to shoot a couple of frames there. I'm now going to zoom in a little and tighten things up, shoot another couple of frames of that. Then I'm going to tighten in even more, shoot another couple of frames, and now I'm going to really get tight and recompose to get those mountains in the far distance overlapping each other with just the tiniest amount of sky above them. Let's see if I can get a focal point out there. It's a little gray, so I'm going to turn off autofocus. This is something that you often have to do. If you're not getting focusing, autofocus sometimes has to have contrast in order to do that. So I've taken it off of autofocus and I'm just going to manually focus. We did that for years, so we can still do it. Now, recompose just a little and shoot another couple of shots. Now you'll notice that the sun is off to the right-hand side of the camera, and if you walk around and look at the front of your lens, you'll often see that the sun may be shining directly right onto the front of the lens, which causes something called flare. And what we want to do in a case like that, since the sun is on this side, we can take our hand, hold it off to the side, trying very hard to make sure we don't actually get our fingers into the photograph, and shade the front of the lens. Make a few shots, and we've got a photograph without flare. There's people who actually make cards on articulated arms that you can put out there, but I've always just used my hand or the baseball cap I may be wearing. This is the time of day that you're going to get some of the most spectacular light. And one of the things that we've talked about before in this unit is looking somewhere else. And I'm simply going to turn the tripod around, because when I looked behind me, I started to see things that were really interesting as well. So I've got a few trees back here that have got the last light of the day hitting them, and I'm going to work them for just a second. A couple of tight compositions of those trees, and that's the joy of being out in nature, finding things that you never expected to see because you didn't even know they were there.